I'm waiting for a couple people to get on. Just wanted to go live real quick. So we'll let a couple people get in. Once you get in, hit that like button. Or if you're watching the playback, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You know, we the Cowboys just came out with this, or they came out with the schedule yesterday, and I kind of want to give my reaction and also talk to people. And then the boxing schedule has been crazy too, with Tank and Frank. Not Tank and Frank. Sorry, that happened last year. Tank Tank and Roach. That fight's going to be in August. So just trying to figure out some of the things we're going to do. Talking to Tuck, I know he might be doing a couple fights this year, and I'm hoping to possibly do a couple this year. I won't be coaching football, so I got a fall schedule that's open. Typically, what would happen for me is my coaching would get in the way of me going to games and all that type of stuff. But I'm looking forward to doing some things this year. I also want to hit a UFC fight too, but it's just a lot of crazy things going on. Hit that like button and say what's up as you enter or whatnot. We're gonna be talking about the schedule and what that looks like for the Cowboys and what the boxing schedule looks like in the landscape. And I sent Tuck an invite, so maybe Tuck gets in here and we can kind of talk a little bit. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing what y'all think about the schedule. I do know that we opened up with the Philadelphia Eagles on opening night. All right, let me go to DallasCowboys.com. That's the easiest way to do it. What's up? What's up, Sen City? What's going on, my guy? What's up? And I'm also taking any questions or anything that you guys want to talk about. Like, y'all probably got me for about 30 minutes. About 30 minutes, I figure I'd kill some time and kind of, interact with people. I said that I wanted to do that a lot more. And so we're going to do that. All right. So why do they not have their schedule up on? They don't have the schedule up. Okay, that's preseason. Sorry. So cool. They have a preseason. Is the preseason game is the 16th in Baltimore or is that in Dallas? Hmm. Either way, if I go to the fight, it don't matter. What's up, Mike? Mike out down in KC for Thanksgiving. Typical Cowboys fan said, "Cowboys Nation, stand up." Donnell J said, "My boy got boxing in the title. I'm here for it." Yeah, absolutely. Because actually, what I'm doing with this is we're going to talk about how the schedule lines up. We also going to talk about some of these boxing events too, and I'm trying to hit one of them. I actually was thinking about doing Canelo and Bud, but it looks like they canceled what they were going to do. So I don't know when that's going to happen, how it's going to happen, but that was supposed to be September, I think 12th, and it looks like that's up in the air with Turkey and those guys over there. So I know that me and a couple guys, I know Tuck was talking about going to Canelo. Tuck said this, right? It's on Twitter. He was like, Vegas, Vegas for August, Vegas for September, hopefully Vegas for November, because the Cowboys have the Raiders in November, and I think that I want to go hit that one. I've been fighting with it, like, because I'm going to Vegas next month. I'll be out in Vegas next month, and for August 16th, I'm like, do I want to go out for that? Do I want to go see Tank and Roach like I originally planned? Because that's why I'm going out there next month. I was hoping that it was the 21st, and I can go out there and watch the fight. You guys know, man, I cover boxing over here too. And so I love going to fights. If you've never been to one, fight night in Vegas, there's nothing better than that. But I still have to explore UFC. I still got to explore a soccer game. I still got to explore. I've been to baseball games. Baseball games are kind of lit. Donnell J said too many things get canceled last minute. Absolutely. So I was like, well, we already got this plan in Vegas. We already got a room. Like, we might as well just go out there and have a good time. And I think Caitlin Clark has a game that Sunday, so I think I'm gonna go see it. Life is too short to have all these sporting events and not to go to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mike Aldana said, any thoughts on Pacquiao coming out of retirement to officially fight boxing again? Mario Barrios can be a tough fight. That could be a tough fight for him, but Mario Barrios also gets hit. So I don't know what to expect. If Pacquiao has his reflexes like he normally does, I think Pacquiao can win that fight. But Mario Barrios ain't he's not an easy fight. I don't think it's an easy fight for anybody. He wasn't even easy for Tank. He was actually winning that fight before Tank knocked him out. So, you know, um, I wish that Manny wouldn't fight, but obviously at this point, Manny isn't fighting for legacy. So what is he fighting for? He's got to be fighting for money. So it could end up being a situation where he's just showing up and he getting paid to because he broke. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of got to weigh that as well. I like to see Manny train. The last time I saw Manny train, and then he went in there and fought Ugas. I it just yeah. That wasn't it. What's up, Jeff Lee? What's going on? Salute. Donnell J said, "Put your money on Mario." Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at, bro. I think I know I bet on Ugas the last time, and I kind of won. So I would bet on Barrios too. Like I wouldn't expect a Keith Thurman showing where Manny just kind of turned back the clock. I think Keith just fought a terrible fight that night. Fought a terrible fight that night. What's up, Clemente? What's going on? So let me get into the Cowboys schedule for a little bit, and we can kind of talk about how it lines up with the boxing schedule. So week one, Philadelphia Eagles, 7:20 Central Time, which is 8:20. So we got Thursday night football on the fourth. And Bud and Canelo were supposed to fight on September 12th. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't. But the Giants and the Cowboys face off in Dallas for the home opener. It's a noon game. People hate noon games, but you know how that lines up. I think Dallas could put themselves in a very good position right here by winning both of these games. You start off the year 2-0 in the division, and I think that carries you a long way. Then week three, Chicago Bears at Chicago Bears. So I'm going to tell you guys, I think Dallas starts off 2-0. I think Dallas starts off 2-0. I think Philadelphia, we get them in their home, riding high. Um, I don't know how. Like the roster doesn't say it right now, but Philadelphia typically they are not they don't play football well to start a season. So I don't know that I see Philadelphia coming out guns a blazing in week one like they need to for that type of rivalry. And I think Dallas wins that game. I think Dallas wins a close game, but I don't think Philly will be clicking at all cylinders at that point. It has nothing to do with me not thinking Philadelphia is a good team. I think Philadelphia is a really good team. I just think Dallas has a little bit more experience with these type of opening nights, with the lights bright and stuff, and I just think that it's September. Like if this was like maybe December or maybe something like November, we might be talking a little different. But I think Dallas is going to beat Philly in week one. Week two, the Giants will be a little bit tougher than what we think. But I still don't trust their quarterback situation. I like what we do defensively as far as I don't think they have an answer for Micah. So I think we could win that. We could beat the Giants too. The Bears is a game that's a little tough. I could see where we're riding high. We're 2-0. We think they were world beaters, and then we lose to the Bears. You know what I'm saying? And then it's back down to life. So I got us about 2-1. Then Green Bay Sunday night at home. We don't play Green Bay well. Um, Green Bay travels well to our stadium. I can only go about what the past says, and I think Green Bay probably gets us, and we probably 2-2. I like so what you're getting at. What I'm getting at is I like us in the division still because we have Dak and we know how to attack the division opponents very well. But everybody else is where Philadelphia is a better team than us, where Washington's a better team than us. They can beat the other teams, and somehow we have a mental block until we prove otherwise. Like I have to go that way. But Jets, we gonna beat the hell out of the Jets in New York. Like they don't even have a quarterback. We gonna beat the hell out of them. We gonna beat the hell out of the Carolina Panthers. So I got us at 4-2. Washington. I think we're a better team than them when we line up. I think they're good at beating other teams, but I think we got their number. To be honest with you, I think we could have beat them last year if we really played for real. Second half, we kind of was playing for a draft spot, in my opinion. So I got us at 5-2. No, no, no. Actually, you know what? This game is in Dallas. Yeah, Washington ain't beating us in Dallas. They ain't beating us in Dallas. Hell no. 5-2. Denver. We gonna get smoked in Denver. I don't know what it is, but so I got us at 5-2, and then we go into Denver. We ain't beat the Denver Broncos. I don't even know if we beat the Denver Broncos in my lifetime. I was born in 1986. Somebody let me know in the comment section if we have beaten the Denver Broncos. I don't know if we beaten them in my lifetime. I've never seen us beat the Denver Broncos except for a preseason game. So, yeah, my guy Intelligent Savage said, hit that like button. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. Hold on. Let me answer some questions while I'm at the Denver game. He said, Unc, what's your thoughts on Mahomes' joke of a performance? Maybe in a Super Bowl. I look like an Unc. That's how we feel. Damn. I mean, I know I'm 38 out here. You know what I'm saying? Almost 40, but damn. Yo, yikes. I'm an Unc out here. Yeesh. If we talking about the performance of the Super Bowl, man, ain't what much he could do. They couldn't block up a soul. Mike Aldana says, do you believe Troy Aikman when he says this will be Dallas's year for a Super Bowl? I don't know. If they go ahead, I know people don't want to hear this, but if they go ahead, shore up that run game, get us somebody that can pound the rock and make things a little bit easier for Jadon Blue in this passing game, and where we can do both, like Nick Chubb to Dallas, hashtag Nick Chubb to Dallas. If we get Nick Chubb and we get a one technique, I do think that if we could somehow build this team for the winter, now, which I think we have pieces, we have a budding pass rush over there, which I really like. Corner, we get Gilly to come in and short things up for when Trayvon comes back. I think this team could get rolling, and also we'll be battle tested by that time. We would have played enough playoff type teams to where I think we could get a little bit calloused. But I do think that there's the possibility between this year and next year. There's a window there, so I like having the addition of Pickens and then being able to add to that. I think you could see that, and you never know. Dallas has still $31 million in salary cap space, so they still could make moves. And Stephen Jones an hour ago just said Dallas isn't done. So I think you got to kind of take him for his word because we didn't believe him at first, and they went out and made the Pickens move. And so with $31 million in cap space and them creating that money with CD and Dax deals with hitting the buttons early, you don't know who wants to be a part of what this process is. So I still think we have a lot of work to do with building our roster, but what Troy said, I could definitely see it. Should they make set moves? Clemente said, I think your take on the Philly game is, or your take on game one is legit because Philly fans are coming hard at us and not stopping. I know they feel it too sometimes going down. Great game for us. Great game one. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. So I got us at 5-3. Arizona. But that game's at home. That game's at home. Kyler Murray will be coming to Dallas again. He owned us the last time. Oh, I don't know, bro. I gotta. Uh, I got us probably dropping that one too. Denver. They gave us Denver and Arizona back to back. I got us at 5-4. Las Vegas at Las Vegas. I think we're gonna win that game, but it's going to be a tough one because Ashton Genty's gonna make life a little hell for us, probably more than likely. We got Philadelphia at home. We typically don't lose to them at home, but I think they get their revenge. And I got us at 6-5. We split with them. We get Kansas City on Thanksgiving. This is about to sound crazy, but I think we're gonna get Kansas City on Thanksgiving. The last time we played them, we know pass rush gets to them. I like what we've done in the pass rushing game. Um, and I think it'll be a close game like it was the last time. With Micah Parsons on that side and them, I don't know the things that they've done to shore up things, but for the most part, I think we can get Kansas City. I think we can get them at that stage on Thanksgiving. We're used to it. They're not. Um, and I know Pat will be coming home. It'll be kind of it might be something controversial that happens to where we win that game, but I think we're gonna beat Kansas City. We win games like that, to be honest with you. We do. So I think that has us at 7-5, I think. Then we got Detroit at Detroit. I don't think Detroit is Detroit this year, y'all. I don't. They lost two of their coordinators that were part of their identity. I think Detroit is going to have a down year. They have a good roster, but they're not Detroit without Ben Johnson calling plays. I think we win that game. I think we get them back, and I think has us at 8-5. I think Minnesota. We always do well against them. I think we're gonna beat Minnesota. That has us at 9-5. The Chargers. So we went on the winning streak. The Chargers. Harbaugh got his running back. He got his running back in Omari Hampton, and I think you're going to see the Chargers become more of Harbaugh football, and that's going to be a tough game. That's in Dallas, but it's a noon game as well. Which noon games, I don't think fans hate noon games. Might not be the support like that. Chargers probably get us, so I got us at 9-6. We're at Washington for Christmas. We're here. That's pretty much a home game for Dallas. Um, I got us sweeping Washington this year, and so that has us at 10-6, and then we got the Giants at the Giants week 18, and I got us at 11-6. So I got Dallas finishing 11-6 right now. Playoff berth probably will probably be a wild card. I think Philadelphia is probably going to put things together. They'll probably win. I don't even know what their schedule is, but they have a good little formula over there, barring any injuries or something like that, like any major injuries. Philadelphia probably will win the division again, or maybe Washington. You know what I'm saying? Washington is a good football team. And like I said, I like us in the division. I like us in the division, but it's what you do outside the division. And we have a buzz off a schedule. But I do see where there is where Dallas could make some things happen. And also keep in mind, I'm looking at us having a healthy Dak Prescott with Pickens, CD, and some of the things that we've done on the defensive side. I do like what we've done in the draft. I like Pickens and supplementing that. Dallas, and this is also with the assumption that I know they're going to go get a running back. I know they're going to go get a one tech, and I know they're going to go get a corner. It's just, you know, Arian says sweep. Yeah, bro, I think we're a better football team than y'all. I just do. Like head to head. I don't head to head, I think we're a matchup nightmare. Like Micah Parsons is haunting that young man's dreams. Like Jaden had to get taken out of that game in the first half the last time we played y'all. And we called the dogs off and put Trey Lance in. And Marcus Mariota was able to win a game, and it was a close game. Like I just think that it's a matchup problem up front. Y'all don't have nobody to block Micah Parsons. Y'all don't have nobody to block Micah Parsons, and we added more to that rush. And yeah, the thing about Micah that gives Jaden trouble opposed to other teams is that Micah probably faster than Jaden. So when he flatten out, Jaden can't outrun him, and that gives him hell. I think we took Micah out of that game. As a matter of fact, he had 2 sacks in the first quarter. Micah gave y'all trouble in both games. So yeah, Micah, like I don't see what y'all do to combat that unless y'all say it's Debo, but Debo was sometimes he played good against us, sometimes he didn't play good. I don't think that that's enough. And then I also think with Dak coming back, I got a sweeping y'all, bro. Like y'all damn near got swept with Cooper Rush, and Cooper Rush was terrible, bro. Terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll see though. We'll see. I just think head to head is more of a is more of a like it's a matchup thing. And then Dan Quinn, like I thought y'all was gonna beat our ass last year. And when I saw us play head to head, I was like, oh, yeah, nah. Well, we still got that they don't have anything for 11. They don't got nothing for him. And when you can't block him, like You in for a long day. That's really New York's problem. New York don't have nobody to block Micah. Philadelphia does. Philadelphia, or they at least got people to kind of slow him up a little bit and make it tough, and then they have a scheme around it, to where they can hand the ball off. Like Philadelphia is tougher for us because they have some things that they can kind of put Micah in a bind on. That's the only thing. Like if Philadelphia wants to run away from Micah, they can do that. They can also RPO to him, but Eberflus too is going to have to find a way to. We got a chess piece now. Well, we have always had this chess piece, but with Donovan Ezeraku, who we drafted in the second round, you have Marshawn Nealon that you have last year. You got Sam Williams. You got Dante Fowler back. You have a lot of rushers that you can, create packages, and then you can put Mike at linebacker sometimes too. So I really like what we did on the defensive end. Just imagine some packages where we got, some guys rushing, and then we got Mike at backer and Maris Luafau. And then I want to say around. I think he should come back around December. I think Overshown is probably going to come back around December. And when Overshown come back, it's over. We putting cases on all you bees. We putting cases on all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? We putting cases on everybody. And so, with that being said, the tank fight is scheduled for August 16th in Vegas. Looking forward to that. If I can somehow get credentialed to go, I will go for the tank fight. And then I'll go back for the Bud. If I get credentialed for the Bud fight, I'll go for that too. But we're working on some things, and I kind of want to keep things close to best. But if I start getting credentialed for fights, or we figure out a way to do that, then I'm trying to do that, bro. I'm trying to do that. I'll pop out to Vegas anytime. I'll become a Southwest member. I'll get a credit card and all that type of stuff, man. Intelligent Savage said Dante Fowler, Micah Parsons, and Donovan Ezeraku hunting at the same time. I like that term, bro. Hunting. So when I coach receivers, let me see if I can go get that hat, bro. Hold on, give me 1 second. Go see if I can find my hat. Oh no, it's upstairs. Damn. I ain't gonna go upstairs. But I got a duck hunting hat. And it's like it's camouflage and it says them on it. But when I wear that, that means I watched tape this week and they got ducks on the other side and we duck hunting. Like I know it's kind of cool and I know people probably gonna take it, but duck hunting, that means there's ducks out there and we gotta take them out. Like I go when I do that, it means we got a matchup on the duck. Oh wait. Somebody tried to get in here. I don't know which guest it was. Somebody tried to join. I don't know if it was Tuck or if it was Rome. I don't know. Somebody tried to join. But whoever it was, man, hit that button and join. One of them tried to join. But yeah, if y'all ever see me at a football game, ever, right? You ever see me at a 7-on-7 tournament or anything like that, and you see me go, that mean we got a duck. That mean we got a duck. And one thing I've been trying to teach my son is when you out of that corner, bro, you don't want to be that duck. You got 1 to 2 chances, bro, and you already little. So if you little, they gonna try you. If you can get an incompletion on the first 2 that they try you with, they not trying you no more. They not trying you again. So just remember that, y'all. And I'm probably gonna bring that for my content creation. Like we duck hunting today. That mean that Pickens and CD, we got the matchups against secondaries, and I really like that against the secondaries that we play against. Like Philadelphia, ironically, I like those matchups against Philadelphia secondary, even though that secondary is really good. I just think we can move CD around a lot, and you're gonna have to. It's not enough to just have one person on Pickens while you have to pay attention to CD. So I think we can make some things happen. New York is gonna be a little tougher because they got Thibodeau and they got Abdul Carter. So If we don't have things short up front. Now, the thing about Philadelphia is they can give us trouble on the edges. They can give us trouble on the edges a little bit, right? So it's a matter of who's going to win. Are we going to win the matchups outside, or are our tackles going to kind of grab their balls and play? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to grab? Are you going to grab your nuts? Are you going to drop your? What is it? Drop your nuts? I think you're going to drop your nuts. Are you going to play? What's up, D Block? Appreciate you, my dude. Appreciate you. New York. I like our matchup against them. Chicago, like I said, I'm thinking about Green Bay secondary. If Jair comes back, Jair always kind of gives us trouble, but Adam Pickens kind of helps us there. The Jets, they got Sauce. The Jets are a little tough. Carolina, we gonna walk them. Carolina, I mean the Commanders, they're gonna be better because they're gonna have a healthy Lattimore and Sandstrill. So they're going to be a little bit better in their secondary. Plus, I know that Dan Quinn and I forget Washington's defensive coordinator, but he was here. He was in Dallas. We had him for a while. But I think that the corners are going to play better. The corners are going to play better for sure. Denver, they got Surtain, and they just drafted a corner too. I forget who they just drafted. I think that it was somebody tough. Who did they draft? Let me see. Denver Broncos draft. I forget who they drafted. Let me take a look. I know they got a corner though. I do know that. Oh, they got Barron, Jade Barron from Texas. So, Arizona. I mean, it don't matter who the hell they have at corner. They always seem to go. Like Arizona is always that tough matchup, bro. The Raiders. Yeah, I ain't too worried about that. Kansas City. Kansas City is going to be that's going to be a really tough football game. They got my favorite corner in the league, McDuffie, and that's going to be a fight right there. Him and Pickens. But I also saw on tape where Pickens beat him on the 50-50 ball too. And you might see more of McDuffie on Pickens. Detroit, man. I mean, Branch gives us trouble out the slot for sure. Minnesota, I'm not sure who they got in the secondary. Chargers, they don't got my boy Asante anymore, but he was hurt most of the year anyway, so they might be able to deal with that. You got Washington and the Giants. So, Intelligent Savage said, loving the rematch. Roach Tank August 16th. I'm thinking the fight looks the same. Those two knowing one another in and outside the ring, so it's another great matchup fight for me. Here's what I'm going to say about that, right? I think that Two Tone said it best. I think Two Tone said it best. Was it Two Tone? No. I'm sorry. Showbiz. Showbiz said it best. He got to get off that hangover of that fight, which was a draw. Now Roach got to go back to what made Roach ready for this fight, because he's obviously received a lot more attention for that fight that was a draw than he's ever had for even winning titles, for even the things that he's done in his career. He now has to come down to earth and go back and do what he did, but do that a little bit better, do that a little bit more efficient. Now, I think I was reading the book that those that don't know talk, but those that know don't talk. Now you got to, and that was from Tim Grover's book that Tuck referred me to. Now it's to the point where, all right, bro, the victory lap on the draw is over. Now it's time for you to get back to what it is. You got your fight date set. Do not come out of the cave until it's your obligation for media for that fight. Outside of that, bro, go back to what you did matchup wise. Yes, you're absolutely right, Intelligent Savage. But guess what? What could you throw you off is your mentals. Your mentals. Like you feel like, all right, I already seen him. He ain't no big deal. You cannot assume that Tank is gonna come back to this fight the same. Tank had some issues with him and Calvin. They gotta figure that out. They gotta figure that out. Because when they're on the same accord and Tank is in the training camp and he's doing the things he's supposed to, he comes out and he normally looks really good. They got to figure out what it is that they got going on in that camp. I didn't like Barry Hunter leading Tank, and then it seemed like Tank didn't have the answers. I've seen time and time again where Calvin gives him the answers in the corner or Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Floyd was good for Tank too, but they had a relationship that kind of fell sour too. And then I have to ask this question. Why the hell are all the relationships that you build, why the hell are they falling sour? Is that something you got to look in the mirror at and say, what is it that I'm doing? So, I love Tank as a talent. I don't think anybody can deny him there. But Tank, when he's at his best mentally and he's focused and everything around him just it lines up, then I think you probably get a knockout here. I thought he was gonna knock Roach out the last time. But if Tank feels like he's bigger than what got him there, he he's gonna struggle again. And then I could see Roach actually stopping him. So it's all about really, in my opinion, it's all about what Tank does. It's all about what Tank does. We probably saw the fight of Lamont Roach's career, but I think we can all agree we didn't see the best Tank. It could be a matchup thing, but I also think that it was a lead up thing. It was a lead up thing, in my opinion. So he's got to put everything together in order to beat Roach because Roach is not easy and he wasn't a slouch and he was skillful and he was crafty. I think you see why Tank don't fight black slick fighters now. I think that's why you see him fight typically flat foot fighters. Even Frank Martin was giving him a little trouble, to be honest with you. But I could kind of see him setting him up. So I think he knew. I think he knew he was going to eventually get to him. I think, but Frank Martin also isn't a slick fighter either. Frank Martin is more of a. I wouldn't call him slick because I don't see him. You know what I'm saying? Ducking. You know what I'm saying? Fighting behind the jab and a whole bunch of moving and stuff like that. So I think Frank Martin's more kind of towards the Earl Spence. They fight more like the Mexican culture than they do the slick black fighter that's crafty in the gym, if that makes sense. So, Intelligent Savage said DMV Okoye collaboration for Cowboys and Tank Roach and Canelo Bud Crawford fight will be fire if we get that drop, no doubt. Hey, it's on Okoye, bro. I'll tell you what, I'll text him and say that that's what you want. Okoye met him in Dallas. I think the one time that I went, it was when we played the Eagles the year prior, and I saw him out there, and I was kind of starstruck a little bit. But he was starstruck at me, and I'm sitting here like, and we were starstruck at each other, and we just, you know, what I'm saying it was a lot of respect, it was a lot of love, and we talked about it. We was like, we have to do work. I just don't know why we haven't done work. There's no beef there or anything. Actually, it's the other way around. Um, he was watching and following my work a lot more than I knew. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the bigger content creators do. Vach, Vach, we've always been fans of each other. Foots, we've been fans of each other. A lot of the big guys, man. Law. Sometimes Law will tell me some stuff. Like I remember one time Law told me something about a video. I didn't even know he watched it, but I think there's a respect thing. Obviously, Mark is like my big brother. He's about as old as my parent. He's old enough to be my father, but I got a dad, bro. So I'm not gonna say Mark's a father figure to me because I got a father and it's his birthday today, and I, tell him happy birthday. Um, yeah, I got a father, so I can't call him a father figure, but he's like an older, maybe an uncle. You know what I'm saying? Maybe an uncle type. Um, so yeah, Mark, a lot of Cowboys content creators. I would like to do more work with like Mike Tag. I think me and Mike Tag are going to do some work. I think that Mike Tag is going to invite me on when he has Gogan on his channel the next time. Love Mike Tag. I met him in person. He was a huge fan. I'm like, bro, I didn't know you knew I existed. I love your videos, bro. Like, yeah, it's all love for the most part. Like, if you've ever been to Cowboys games and you go to Lot 10, it's crazy how many people actually like watch your content or share it and you don't even know when you're like so meet him, Kelly K9. I've met him in person before at the draft. He's a cool dude. He's a lot taller in person than you think. Kelly K9 looks short. Like if you see his videos and stuff, he looks short. Kelly K9 probably like 6'2", 6'3" on the low. And Rome too. Rome said he's 6'2", but Rome looks 6'4". It might be because he got the cap on, and it might be the shoes. But Rome looked like he playing the league. First time I saw Rome, he popped up. He had the old Cowboys. I think the Cowboys sweatsuit or whatnot. And I'm like, who is this player walking up in the parking lot? And I'm like, Cowboys fan talk. What's up? Like, yeah, it was pretty cool. It was my first time meeting him in person. You know what I'm saying? Cool dude, man. Absolutely cool dude. I talk to Rome every day. What up, Professor O? What's going on, man? What up, man? My bad, bro. I have not gotten to that playbook yet. I have not, and I'm glad. Every time I see you, I have to think about it. I got to get to it, man. You know what? I have some free time today. I'm gonna go through it. I gotta wait for my youngin to get out of the weight room. So I gotta go pick up I gotta go pick up my other ones, and then so I have some time today. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go look through it and all that type of stuff. He said I have until July. I don't care, bro. You know how I go, bro. For the most part, I give you feedback right away. So for the people that don't know, Professor O, his son Felix is a dog. For one, his son, I think 8U. His son is a dog, but me and Professor O, he coaches and we bounce football ideas and stuff all the time. I'm trying to teach my son how to catch better. He's giving me tips. We've shared stuff. And then it's not just you though, it's another O Stenson. My alarm went off to go pick up the other kids from school. But Big O Stenson, we exchange stuff all the time. I give them, they'll be like, "What's the defense to stop this?" And I'll just draw some stuff up. Matter of fact, Foots asked me for some 3x1 concepts and stuff like that. Like this football stuff, I really live it, y'all. I go to coaches clinic. This will be the first year that I will not be coaching a team since it's been a while. Like, cause I said I wasn't gonna coach a couple years ago, and then I ended up coaching youth. I coached youth for 2 years. This will be the first year in probably about 13 years that I haven't coached a team, and it's kind of freeing too, because I get to go to games and all that type of stuff. Like that always held me back. Like, oh, I want to go here, but my son got a game. But I'm still going to hold out hope. I hope my son can play on Friday nights. And I block off Friday nights, and then maybe I'll pop out somewhere on a Saturday for a weekend or something like that, and then come back. So, you know, Professor O said playing ball and watching football is great, but coaching really pushes your boundaries. Love it. So here's the crazy thing. Me and Boss Cowboy, we were talking yesterday, and I told him this. I said, you know, we were just talking about concepts and stuff. And I know that I have to do a better job of explaining concepts to people who might not really understand like the terminology of it or what I mean. I have to do a better job of dumbing things down, like what a gap scheme is. And he was just like, bro, I wouldn't have known what a gap scheme was until like last year or something like that. And it's crazy because Boss played at the University of Houston. So he played D1 ball. But terminologies and stuff like that, like I figured out I didn't know what a gap scheme was until 2 years ago, as far as what the term was. Like I always knew about traps, I always knew about powers, sweeps, zone. Like I knew what zone, inside and outside zone was, but as far as the term for what it means in gap scheme, like I didn't know what that term was until 2 years ago, and I went to a coaches clinic. I would suggest you guys Glazier Glazier does a very good job. Also, just to let you know, Glazier does a scholarship for youth programs too, so you can go for free. So just look it up, Glazier, Glazier, and they'll also give you access to all of the virtual trainings and stuff like that where they've recorded it. So check that out. They have a youth scholarship joint, and I think that either it is free or it's like really cheap, and you get access to to all this stuff, man. Like, I mean, anything you want to learn about. I mean, if you want to learn how to get receivers off the jam and all that stuff, yes, Glazier, absolutely. That's exactly how you spell it. For youth, they'll have like a scholarship, and then they have them in different cities, and they have different college coaches, sometimes professional coaches. I sat in on a warm up session for the Philadelphia Eagles strength and conditioning coach, and so some of those things a lot of those things I'm watching, and then I just pass it on to my son. So my son is able to do a lot of college and pro type stuff already. That way, when we pop out to prospect camps, he's pretty dope. So yeah, definitely check out Glazier. I've been trying to tell my sis Aisha to go to them joint for a minute. Have the company pay for it, and then you just go, and you get the fellowship with coaches. You get to meet them. You get cards, and you get the network. It's probably the best thing. They have one out here in the DC area every year, but they also have one in Baltimore. They definitely have one in Dallas. I know they be having them in Florida. It's all the major cities. Like they go on tour, and whatever coach is lecturing, like they just have a whole bunch. They'll have it for a weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they'll have the times up of who's teaching what and what it is. So it's pretty dope. I'm giving away sauce, but hey, if you tuned in and you like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it is what it is. You deserve it. I'm gonna give away game. That's some free game for y'all. You know. Now you might have to pay for it too, but if you coaching, if you're in the youth, it's either free or it's like $25 or something like that. But you get access to so much, and sometimes it is overload. But then you realize that you retain it, and then you just like you start regurgitating stuff, and it's just like I forgot I knew. I remember it, and it went over my head when I was sitting in there. But then like for example, like I could probably draw up the diagram of a gap power scheme like it's nothing. But I have to do a better job of really explaining that type of stuff. Like for example, I was talking to Boss earlier, and we were talking about one techs and three techs, and you know how a three tech can be called an under tackle, or a one tech could be called a shade. Like there's just so many different terms for the same thing. And for the people that really want to know the game, I just have to be able to break it down a little bit more, like trying to explain what RB1 is. Like RB1 is definitely an aura. It's something that, it's probably when done right, it's probably the most alpha thing on a football field. When, what I'm saying, you got that dude that, what I'm saying, ain't got no neck, got them calves, and what I'm saying, seem like you hit him a million times, but he bounce off everything and then he get five. And like Frank Gore, for example. Like if you look at Frank Gore, I think when you look back at, if you look in a dictionary for what a running back one is, I think Frank Gore fits the bill so much. I think Nick Chubb is one. I know that's a hot name right now, but I'm going to name some of my favorites. Priest Holmes. He didn't start out as an RB1 though. He had to kind of grow into that. Edgerrin James, man. Oh my God, I loved Edgerrin James. Edgerrin James is the reason Peyton Manning is what he is right now. Edgerrin James was so good coming out. I think he led the league in rushing 2 years in a row. And he allowed it to where Peyton could get familiar with the game. The game slowed down for Peyton when he could hand that ball off and check that ball down to Edgerrin James. Love Edgerrin James. LaDainian Tomlinson. Love LT, man. Love LT. I hate that he broke Emmett's touchdown record, but Emmitt Smith obviously is number one. Duh. Emmitt Smith. Um, see who else is some of my favorites. I love Derrick Henry. I love Derrick Henry. I love Zeke. I think Zeke, ironically though, I don't even think I think Zeke was a RB1, but he wasn't my favorite RB1, if y'all get what I mean. Like now maybe if we would have threw him the ball out of the backfield on some checkdowns and stuff a little bit more, maybe I think we misused Zeke as an RB1, so I didn't really like his tenure towards the end of it. Probably from 2019 on, I didn't like how we did Zeke and ran him into the ground. I didn't like how we did it. I think we should have kept him fresh and used Pollard a little bit more. I think we should have used sometimes you can use your scat backs and your backup guys to keep those guys fresh. I like Corey Dillon, Ricky Waters. Ricky was tough, man. Ricky was tough. I grew up in an era where everybody had to have a RB1. You know what I'm saying? All right. Intelligent Savage said with Jadon Blue and Turpin, double screens, whips, Texas routes. Would love to see a stretch defenses total out. Must use those 2-4-2, 4-3 speed guys to the max, as well as pushing the ball downfield. But see, here's my issue with what you're saying. I love what you're saying, but the fact that you're leading with passing when when in actuality that formula hasn't worked. I know we haven't. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup. Now we didn't have them play together as much, but when it got to those cold months, when it got to all right, it's got to be smash mouth football. You got to play small ball, which I think we've struggled with in the past. Small ball meaning like you play ahead of the sticks. So that means like every possession is important. You don't want to turn the ball over, but you don't want to mess up field position. You guys know that's how playoff football is won. Dallas has struggled with playing small ball since probably Emmett. We struggled with small ball since Emmett Smith. Like, and I think about it like we struggled with small ball. Actually, no, I'm lying. There was one year that we did not struggle with small ball, and this was the year that I think we probably had the best chance. 2014, we played small ball really well with DeMarco Murray. That team could run on any front. They could run any time that they wanted to. That team could play small ball. That Dez catch thing, that was crap. I'm gonna call it what it is. That was crap. You know what I'm saying? That kind of ruined us. That ruined us a lot of it. Not just a little bit, but a lot of it. And so, and I think maybe 2016 we played small ball a little good. We played good with small. That's kind of how Dak became Dak playing small ball. So 2016 we probably played it well too. I don't know that we played it. I don't know if we led with it, but we played it. But outside of that, like we haven't played small ball very good. So I think we have to figure out how to play small ball in the winter months. And that leaves us with not risking throwing the ball downfield as much or pass rushes, 3 and outs. Like a 3 and out is damn near like scoring points in the playoffs, bro. It's like scoring points in the playoffs. If you can get a 3 and out and get the field position in your favor, like points are at a premium in the playoffs. And so is hitting yardage. And because hitting yardage adds up. What I mean by hitting yardage, right? Stuff like this, right? All right, you run the ball and your running back breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage where it could have been a 0 yard gain and he gets 7. That's 7 yard. That's hit. That's 7 hitting. That's 7 yards of hitting yardage. Or for example, if you punt the ball, right? If you punt the ball and it's a touchback, right? If you punt the ball and it's a touchback, you net 20 yards with that. But if you punt the ball and you get the ball down to the 3 yards, opposed to the touchback, that's like 17 yards of hitting yardage. Like that's just a different way of thinking about it, you know. Or if you go for it, like you're at their 40, and instead of punting it and putting them down at the 3 yard line, you go for it and you give them the ball right there. You give them the ball at the 40. That's it's opportunity cost. That's pretty much what it is. For those that know economics, that's hitting yardage. So yeah. Punt return is a big area of hitting yardage. Like, for example, if you fair catch it opposed to returning it and you got 10 yards, like that hitting yardage, that's a first down. That's a first down right there. So yeah, it's just different ways of looking at the game. And a lot of times when we do those 3 and outs and then we punt the ball from, like, let's say we get a touchback and it's at the 25 and we 3 and out and we punt the ball and they get a return, like, man, You know what I'm saying? That field position is key. So it's just stuff to think about. Like, we have not been good at that type of stuff. And when we throw the football and we're not staying ahead of the change, where we're leading with that, and we don't have the ability to run the football like we really want to, it limits what you can do throughout the course of the game. So yeah, man. I fall forward university. That's what Luke says. That's what I love. That's what I love from my back. Fall forward university. Absolutely, bro. Yeah, that's it. But man, I just wanted to talk to y'all about the schedule, talk to y'all, talk a little bit of ball, talk the boxing schedule. I'm gonna see throughout what games I'm gonna go to and all that type of stuff. Figure out the schedule. You know, talk to the old lady because when I'm gone, then the school schedule gets thrown off and all that type of stuff. So you guys see it right here, though. We got the Running Backs Matter T-shirt on. I just finished working out not too long ago, and about to go pick up the kids. Oh, Devon Overton, my dude, what's up, man? I'm getting ready to head on out, but appreciate y'all, man. And if you haven't, man, hit that like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff, man. Appreciate y'all. We out. Peace.